الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. Inshallah, we are going to take lesson 12A. So this is loan payment. Now I want you to understand, Sayyidi Sistani has his loan payment issue is different than Sayyid al-Khoi, okay? People, they used to think, because Sayyid al-Khoi has this ruling, if you have loan on your shoulder and you have some amount at the end of the year, so we will tell you, are you going to pay your loan off from that money? He said yes. Then we'll say no khums on it, pay your loan. But if he will say, no, I'm going to pay next year, so we will tell him to pay the khums off it. That was Sayyid al-Khoi. Sayyidi Sistani is different. Sayyidi Sistani says, focus with me, and then we are going to read the rulings. Focus. If you have a loan on your shoulder, let's say 50,000 euro, you need to pay loan for house, for whatsoever, you have to pay a loan. At the end of the year, you saw your savings 20,000 euro. 20,000 euro. Okay? How much is your loan? 50,000 euro. So are you going to pay the loan this year? No. Every month I pay like 500 euros. That's it. So annually I pay 60,000. 60,000 euro. How much did you assume? Let's say every, like we said, 50,000. Let's say he says annually I pay to 500 euros. Sorry, 500 euro, not 5,000. 500 euro. So 500 euro, 5 12 is 60. So 6,000 euro annually he pays for a loan of 50,000 euro. Is this clear? Let me recap it. You borrowed money from someone, 50,000 euro from someone. Remember, there's a difference between bank and someone. Okay? You borrowed money from someone, private loan, not bank. 50,000 euro. Every year you are paying 6,000 euro, not more. Monthly you are paying 500 euros. So 6,000. Is this clear, the scenario, the case? Okay. You are not paying more. At the end of the year, you have 20,000 euro. 20,000 euro. So Sayyid al-Khoi would say, 6,000 are already exempt because monthly you have been paying, so remaining 40,000 you pay khums. Sayyidi Sistani says, as long as your loan is on you and not paid off, as long as, remember, as long as your loan is not paid off, if your savings at the end of the year are less than your loan money, less than 50,000, like in our example, 20,000, you'll not pay the khums of it. Though even I'm not paying the loan this year I'm only paying 6,000, that's fine. No khums, because all what you own is under the khum, under the loan. That 50,000 includes 6,000, includes 20,000. If it was equal, your loan is equal to your saving at the end of the year. You got saving 50,000 euro and your loan is 50,000. No khums. Why? Because these 50,000s are not yours. These 50,000s are not yours because you spent this loan money. You took the loan for food and drink and this and that. You took the loan for your living expenses, not business loan. We are not talking about business loan. We are talking about living expenses, living for living needs, your necessities. So this 50,000 for your car, for example. So these 50,000 euro which you have at the end of the year are not yours. So you don't have to pay the khums of it. Let's say you have savings of 60,000 euro. Now we will say 50,000 exempt from khums, 10,000 pay the khums of it. You got it? 10,000 pay the khums of it. And that is what Sayyidi Sistani has mas'ala. Very few maraja they have like this. Sayyidi Sistani says as long as, because it's an intellectual concept, because khums is on what you own. If this money, my saving is not mine until I pay off my loan, or my saving was more than the loan amount, then it makes an intellectual point that yes, this money is yours. So in the last scenario, when we said 60,000 euro, so 10,000 euro, that extra was my saving actually. 50,000 is not actually my saving because I spent that money. That money is not there anymore. I have to pay back. So this is your payback money. You pay it now or you pay it in the years. However, if you had saving more than this payback money, then you have to pay the khums of it. So that is in nutshell. And this is what with regards to private loans. With regards to bank loans, okay, so there are a few issues there. Okay, then you have to discuss with your regional scholar. Discuss with your regional scholar. Tell them we heard that this rule does not apply on bank loans which are from which are non-Islamic banks, which are non-Islamic banks. Why? Because the non-Muslims, they have a different system. They don't understand our system, our Islamic laws. So their system is different, okay? But for Muslim banks, yes, you can. If a Muslim gives you a loan, if a Muslim bank gives you a loan, so yes, you can. With the permission of Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah. Obviously, the loan issue, inshallah, we're going to discuss in the loan section. When can we fix the loan to avoid the loan being haram loan? Because loan with interest is haram, period. But our Maraja, they have given solutions to solve these problems and to avert the haram, to keep the haram away. That is why there are some issues. So basically, if the loan was taken from non-Islamic bank, where their system is different than the systems of Muslim, then you cannot exempt that khums money. That means you have a mortgage, bank loan, okay, from a non-Muslim country, non-Muslim bank. So that mortgage system is totally different system from Islamic system. So at the end of the year, you have a house mortgage for 50,000 euro and you have 20,000 euro saving. So here we will implement same ruling of Sayyid al-Khuy. Are you going to pay off the loan with this 20,000? Are you going to bring that 50,000 down or no? You are going to leave it as it is, monthly 500 euro, 500. So no, monthly 500 euro. Then congratulations, pay the khums of that 20,000 euro. So that is because the bank is not owned by non-Muslim owners. Okay, so this is the difference between non-Muslim owner, because the system is different. System is different. So let's take now the rulings of today with regards to the loan. So you understood this introduction, the concept of loan, which say this is that. Now you'll see the rulings. This will be an application of his updating on the ruling, and these laws are based on the updated version. Okay. Ruling number 1231. He says making loan payments or paying off the debt is considered from the living expenses. So you pay the loan, okay? So these are considered something from your needs. So they're exempt from khums. Loan payments are exempt from khums. But what type of loan? The loan which you took for living, food, drink, car, house, whatsoever, these loans are exempt. أداء الدين من المؤونة سواء كان حدوثه في سنة الربح أم فيما قبله. Whether you took this loan in the year you had your savings, you took last year 50,000 euro. This year you have 20,000 euro. Or no, you took it this year. You took 50,000 euro loan and then you got nice business and this and that. So your income was 20,000 euro at the end of the year. So anyhow, so regardless of the loan taken this year or previous year, loan payments are exempt from khums. When you pay the loan payment, you don't have to pay the khums of it. So they are like your living expenses. So سواء كان حدوثه في سنة الربح أم فيما قبلها تمكن من أدائها قبل ذلك أم لا. Whether you are able to or you are not able to pay off previously. And except for ruling number 1232, which he is going to mention. نعم إذا لم يؤدي دينه إلى انقضت السنة وجب الخمس في أرباحها من دون استثناء مقدار وفاء الدين. So he says, however, if he did not pay off the debt during the year from the income until the year ended, obviously, Sayyid al-Khui's mas'ala comes here, obviously, then you will have to pay the khums of it. So in the beginning of the year, monthly, you pay off installments, you are exempt. You don't have to pay the khums of it. But at the end of the year, the khums payday came, and you have not paid the khums and you have the saving, so you will not be exempt. You will not be exempt. Then it would be obligated to pay the khums of the remaining of the annual income without excluding the payments of loan or debt. Why didn't you pay it? But you said, I can exclude. Yes, but remember, what did I say? Focus with me. What did I say? Any loan? No. Loan for living expenses. So until here, he's talking about general loan, any loan. Okay? Until here, until this. But now, unless, here starts what I said. Unless if the loan was taken to spend, to earn income, and its substitute was not available, okay, consumed, such as government bills, fees, or rents. So this is one exemption. What is the exemption? Your capital of investment, okay? You took the loan so that this money could be your capital of investment for business to earn income. And you pay the rents and bills and workers from this loan, which was supposed to be your capital of investment. So you don't have to pay the khums. First, pay off your loan, and if the loan is remaining and you have balance left, you don't have to pay the khums of it. Okay, so this amount is exempt at the end of the year, unless if the loan was taken to spend, where to earn income, and its substitute was not available, like consumed, such as fees, bills, and all this. So إلا إذا أن يكون الدين دينا لمؤونة تحصيل الربح, investing for earning income, without, and you did not have any alternate, without من دون وجود. So unless if the loan was taken to earn income and the substitute for an income was not available. So there was only one means of income, okay? Substitute was not available. Any other, I can say alternative. There was no alternative source of income. And there was no. Okay. I'm sorry, it's right. In its substitute was not available. No, we were right. Why? Because the money you took, it's gone. That's what he said, that the substitute was not available. So you used it in what? It was consumed, such as fees. So the money is not there. But let's say I have 50,000 euro and I have 50,000 loan. So there is a substitute. Okay, there's a substitute. So, but this, and this is for business, but that 50,000 is gone. So we will tell you that these 50,000 are not yours. These are, you have to give it back. Okay, so this is the exceptional case. If you had taken loan to earn business, then it will be exempt from paying Khums. If the end of the year you have savings, your savings will be exempt. Or the loan was taken to spend on the living expenses of the year of income, then such can be excluded also from the income before paying the khums of it. So you can exclude all your living expenses, loan payments, okay? These kind of things can be excluded. So again, just to sum up, let's see if we have connected the ruling together. So he said, making loan payments is from your living expenses, okay? That means they're exempt for khums. Whether this loan happened this year or the year before, you were able to pay off the loan before or not, except in the ruling, there's an exceptional case coming. However, if let's say you did not pay off the loan until the year ends, and you had savings, so he said you have to pay the khums of it. But you said if I have loan and I have saving, I don't need to pay the khums of my savings unless if it was bank loan taken. Yes, this is general rule, but there are two exceptionals. The exceptional are من دون استثناء مقدار وفاء للدين. He says you cannot exempt your loan amount from the savings. إلا أن يكون دينا, unless if it was a loan taken for what? To invest for income, and there was no substitute available for that. Okay, or the loan was for the living expenses, buying a car, buying a house, okay, in that year. فإن مقداره يكون مستثنى من الربح. Now this see number one, this number one is footnote made by Sayyidi Sistani to elaborate further, because the ruling by like this self, it is kind of too much intertwined. Okay, so he elaborates further on a footnote, which I have made it in a blue color. So this blue color, he gives an example in the footnote of Minhaj al-Salihin. So let's see the example of Sayyidi Sistani. مثلا, if he buys a house to live in it for residence, okay, for residence, for 50,000 euro. So how much is the house for? 50,000 euro. But he purchases on debt. He borrowed money from someone. Okay? فإن توفرت له من الأرباح في أول سنة السكنة فيها ما تفي بتمام ذلك الدين لم يجب إخراج خمسها في آخر تلك السنة. If the whole amount was available, like the amount equal to the loan, then you will not pay the khums of it. Why? Because 50,000 is my loan, 50,000 is my saving. So he says, the khums will not be obligated on such income at the end of the year, even if he did not pay off. Why? Because the entire amount saving was sufficient for entire loan. So فإن توفرت, available. What was available? Income. To cover what? تمام ذلك الدين, to cover entire loan. Said no, Your loan is equal to your, and this loan was for what? For living, for house. No khums. Those 50,000, you don't need to pay the khums of it because that's the loan money you have now. وإذا صرف الربح المستثنى في مؤونة السنة اللاحقة كان له أن يستثني بمقدارها من أرباحها. So if he spent the exempt income, so 50,000 were exempt. What if I use it in next year in my my expenses, okay, living expenses, not to pay the khums? That's fine. That's fine. You can use it in your living expenses. So if he spent that exempt income, we said 50,000 euro, equivalent to his loan amount in the living expenses of the next year, then he can exclude that amount from the next year's annual savings from the income of that year. Okay, so you can still exempt. Let's say these 50,000, you use 10,000 from it for next year's annual expenses, living expenses. How much is remaining? 40,000. At the end of the year, your benefits were, income were 30,000. So should I pay the khums of 30,000? No, wait. What? Remember, you have a loan of 50,000. And though that 50,000 of last year, you used it this year, 10,000. So from this 30,000, recover that 10,000 and make your loan amount fixed 50,000. The rest 20,000 of 30,000, pay the khums of it. Okay, so this is what he meant here. وإذا صرفوا في غير المؤونة أو تلف بسرقة أو نحوها أو تلف بسرقة أو نحوها لم يكن له ذلك. Let's say I did not spend in my living expenses. That 50,000 of last year, I did not spend it in my living expenses. It went down. It became 40,000. But I had a trip, entertaining trip, or party, or something like that, which is not needed. Something which is not needed according to your status. So you like wasted it. Or it was stolen. Okay, 10,000 euro was stolen. And now this year I have 30,000. So no, wait. You cannot take this 10,000 and patch it in your loan expenses of last year. Why? It went down, yes, but where did you spend it? On parties? No, pay the khums of this. And if the parties were haram, pay whatever you spent in the parties, okay? So, because haram is not exempt from khums. If you're going to have alcohol and drugs, and as your living expenses at the end of the year, you have to take the khums of that alcohol because you have committed haram. So haram, what is more common in our youngsters and youth? The songs, CDs and DVDs of songs, haram songs. So whatever you pay in haram songs, it's haram. First of all, you're committing a sin, plus you have to pay the khums of that CD because that's not halal. That's not exempt expenses. That's not whatever a person needs in his life, living expenses. However, if he spent the saving of past year's exempt income of the loan amount in non-living expenses for in the next year, or that wealth got deteriorated by theft and so on, then he cannot exempt the loan amount from the savings of the next year. He cannot. Why? Because the exemption is only for living expenses or for the earning income, if there was no substitute for it. Then say the SISTANI continues. The footnote. If the annual income of the first year of residency was not sufficient, annual income was not sufficient to cover the entire debt. Remember, the first bold, the bold is here. If the income of the first year of residency in the house was available and it was entirely sufficient, 50,000 euro loan, 50,000 euro saving, no khums. The next scenario is, let's say if it was not sufficient, you had only 10,000 euro. That's more obvious. More obvious it will not be khums. So let's say what he says. So he says if the savings from the income from in the first year of residency was not enough to cover up the, such as he said, the savings of that year was 10,000 euro only. Okay, that means 40,000 is remaining. So كان له استثناء الباقي من أرباح السنين اللاحقة كون الدار مؤونة له فيها. Okay, so no problem. This 10,000 euro, no khums on it. But my loan is 40,000, no problem. Next year, how much was the next year saving? 30,000. No khums on that 30,000. Why? Because this 30,000 added to 10,000 of last year, 40,000. So as long as you live, as long as your saving is less than 50,000, you don't have khums. As long as you go on. The third year, the fourth year, all these years. Let's say fifth year, you got 50,000. Should he pay khums or not? No. Yes, no. Why? Because his loan is 50,000. So 50,000 euro loan, 50,000. So no khums. Sixth year, he had total of what he had was 60,000. Here we'll say, come on, enough enjoying. Now 10,000 pay the khums. 50,000 are exempt. This is number one. But let me point out one side note. You are also paying your loan every year. So the loan is not 50,000 for 5 years. Maybe next year your loan is down to 40,000. So 10,000 from last year, for 30,000 from here, 40,000 exempt. Okay, so that you are paying off your loan every year. So the 50,000 is not always 50,000. Is until the zuhur of Imam Ajjalallahu Ta'ala, the loan will remain 50,000. So entire life I'll not pay the khums. No, come on, you are paying off your loan. So that there is a loan payment being done. Yes, let's say if a loan was private loan, okay, and we are talking about private loans, remember, or loans from the Muslim community because the system is similar. So if the loan, if the private loan, he said, no, pay me after 10 years, 20 years. So that loan is good leverage. That loan is a jackpot, is a golden goose egg, or the egg, the goose with loaves. Because as long as your saving is less than 50,000 every year, you will not pay the khums, okay? So, but those who are living in the West, you cannot apply this, especially if you are taking mortgage. Mortgage, those are not exempt, okay? So this is, and one condition he makes, and your loan was what? بِشَرْطِ كَوْنِ الدَّارِ مَؤُونَةً لَهُ, with the condition that the house was used for personal living expenses, living need. Otherwise, no, you cannot. If it was an extra house, just a summer house, here house, that house, whatever, it is not needed. You just made it for investment in future, for your, no, pay the khums of that house, or pay, this loan is not exempt. So the exemption of the loan, say the SISTANI, has certain conditions and rules. And these are certain conditions which I mentioned. Shouldn't be a non-Muslim bank loan. It shouldn't be for non-living expenses or non-business income. فَلَوْ تَوَفَّرَتْ لَهُ فِي السَّنَةِ الثَّانِيَةِ. Second year, so first year he had 40,000. Second year, 10,000. Second year he got 40,000 saving. He said no khums. Why? Because this 40 plus those 10, 50. And similarly, if those 40,000 were accumulated in couple of years, gradually, so you don't have to pay the khums of that amount of saving, which is equivalent to the amount of loan. Again, as long as you are staying in that house, let's say you evacuated the house and you rented. So now it has become a business property. It's not your living property. فَلَوْ خَرَجَ مِنْهَا فِي السَّنَةِ الثَّانِيَةِ. So if he evacuates the house next year, for example, لَمْ يَسْتَثْنِ بَاقِ الدَّيْنِ مِنْ أَرْبَاحِهَا. He cannot exempt. He cannot exempt remaining. Okay, 2 years he stayed, 20,000 euro was exempt. Now how many euros are left? 30,000 euros are left. How much saving you have? 30,000. Okay, pay the khums. That 30,000, pay the khums of it. Why? But I have loans till 30,000. Yes, but now you are not staying in the house. Okay. وبالجملة, in conclusion, he says, in summary, لا يستثنى من أرباح السنة ما كان دينا للمؤونة في سنة سابقة. So you cannot exempt from your income whatever was loan for the living expenses for previous years. Okay, you cannot, unless إلا إذا لم يكن قد استثنى له بمقداره, unless if you have not exempted. So the last ruling, what we say, there was no substitute for it. So if there is a substitute, you have 50,000, you cannot exempt. The exemption is when you don't have any substitute. You have only that saving, which is 50,000, you can exempt. So إلا إذا لم يكن قد استثنى له بمقداره من أرباحه. If you have not excluded the loan amount on a side, okay, you can exclude from your savings and no khums on it. However, if you have excluded it for your living expenses, then whatever extra comes, you have to pay the khums of it. You excluded it in the past year, okay? So this year, you will not say every year 50,000, 50,000, no. It's the total in years. So unless if he did not exempt the amount of the loan, remaining amount to be paid from the income of the past year, as long as the loan was taken to cover the living expenses of the last year, such as house for living, car for use, like the car to use, personal car, السيارة الشخصية, okay. Where is this? To cover the living expenses, such as a house for living or a personal car, personal use car, not for business, not for Uber, taxi. مستخدما في البؤونة في السنة اللاحقة. So you were using this last year. You were using it, okay? But if you're not using it, then it was not the year of purchase, you used it. If you did not use it in the year of purchase, so it's not like just black and white that you cannot exempt the entire amount. You purchased, you took the loan, and you used in the year. So the footnote ends here, and we will also end with these two. So let's go back to where we stopped. So we had two scenarios. One scenario was the payment of the loan is considered from your exempt expenses, living expenses. Okay, so أداء الدين سواء كان حدوثه من المؤونة, whether it was before or not. But you have to pay off in the same year. Whatever is remaining from your income, you did not pay off your loan, you have to pay the khums of it. Unless we said the year ended and the loan the loan was taken for the living expenses or for income, here in the to bold, to earn income or expenses of that year, the year of income. So now these were the two scenarios. Then he gave a footnote, he gave an example, explained. Now let's see. ثم إنه إن أدى دينه في السنة التالية من الربح المستثنى نفسه فهو. So if he paid off his loan, paid off his debt in the second year from the exempt khums amount, that's it. You had exempt this year that you're planning to pay off that next year. Sayyid al-Khuy said, no, pay this year or pay the khums of it. Sayyid al-Sistani said, no, you can save. You can pay it next year. You can pay it the year after. So you have kept aside loan payment. So he said, that's it. وَإِنْ أَدَّاهُ مِنَ الرِّبْحِ الْمُتَجَدِّدِ. However, let's say he paid off the loan from the next year's income, not what was saved last year. Okay? فإن كان بعد تلفيه أو صرفه في المؤونة عد أداؤه من مؤونة السنة التالية. So that 50,000 last year which you saved got perished, or you used it, okay, in the expenses, this year's expenses, مؤونة السنة التالية. So now you don't have those 50,000. So no problem. This year's income, you can consider it exempt to pay off the loan of last year. Okay, so this year's income, if you have 50,000 from this year's income, you can consider it the loan payment amount and no khums on it, because last year's 50,000 you used it this year to buy a car or a house or something, so it was perished, gone away. Or you used it in your like for example, yeah, it was perished, or you used it. You used it. بعد تلفي أو صرفي في المؤونة. وأما مع بقاء الربح المستثنى بنفسه أو بدله. Let's say those 50,000 euro are remaining by itself or by its substitute. Okay, like its substitute is available. كما لو اشترى به بضاعة. He purchased product. You see this 50,000 euro, he left it to pay loan. So they are available. Or he purchased gold. Many people, they purchase gold for saving. So you purchase gold for, so the substitute is available. So we say next year, you cannot say, I don't have it anymore. Those 50,000 are gone. So if 50,000 is not there, or its substitute gold is not there, something which can be cashed out, okay, 50,000. Then yes, you have the right. You have to write next year to exempt next year's 50,000 remaining to consider loan payment. كما لو اشترى به بضاعة, you purchase gold or something. فلا يعد أداء الدين من مؤونة هذه السنة. So therefore, yeah, paying off the loan will not be considered living expenses for this year. Okay. So nevertheless, if that amount exempt from the income of the last year kept to pay off the debt was remaining by itself, or its substitute was available, such as he purchased with it some stuff, then the loan payment amount would not be taken out, because you have the stuff available. You have its substitute. If not, yes. If that is there, you cannot take exempt from next year's saving. Then the loan payment amount would not be taken out from the income of this year. That means next year, because we're talking about past years. He cannot exempt the amount equivalent to it, because the exempt from last year is available itself or its substitute. However, if he had paid off his debt from the income of the year before paying the khums of it, then whatever he had saved and exempt for debt payment from last year would become income of this year. Hence, khums would be obligated on it. If it was not used for living expenses this year. Okay, so let's say those 50,000, you paid off your loan. Or no, you paid your loan with a new 50,000. Yes, he paid from the income of the year before paying the khums. You paid off the loan. So now your loan is paid. Why would you exempt savings from khums? So you don't have the right to exempt. Finish. You paid for your loan. Don't say, oh, I had a loan. فإن كان قد أداه من ربحها. Okay, if he had paid off his loan from the income of the last year. بعد تخميسه, قبل تخميسه, sorry, before he paid the khums of it. عد ما استثنى له من ربح السنة الماضية. So last year, 50,000 are going to be the income of this year. So there was a switch. I paid from the 50,000 of my income this year, my loan. So what about last year saved money, 50,000? Well, now that is, you have to pay the khums of that, because you don't have a loan anymore. So that becomes the income of this year. Okay. عد ما استثنى له من ربح السنة الماضية, last year's 50,000 euro will become this year's saving. Then you have to pay the khums of it if you did not spend it in your annual expenses. And last slide for today. ثم أنه لا فرق فيما تقدم. There is no difference in whatever we have mentioned previously. أداء الدين من المؤونة. So this loan, are there any conditions for this loan? Okay. No. the loan, as long as it's a loan on your shoulder, then it is exempt. You can pay off your loan from the monthly expenses, annual expenses, without any need to pay the Khums. Not just this year, next year, and the year after, as long as this loan. So it says it doesn't, the cause of the loan, what was the cause of the loan? It was optional cause. I borrowed money from my friend. I didn't need to. كالاقتراض والشراء بثمن ما في الذمة. Or no, I purchased his car and I told him I'll pay you off later on, like mortgage, like car on installment. All these are, but from whom you are taking installment, from whom you are taking mortgage. Remember banks. So if you took loan to buy, took loan, or no, you purchased something on debt, on credit, for example, or no, it was forced on you. The loan was forced on you, or the debt was forced on you. Like what? Like you became responsible to pay off the damage charges because damage happened. Now you have to pay damage. You don't have money. You got loan. You borrowed money. So this loan, you're forced to get loan. It's not an option. You have to get, because you don't have money. You have to pay the damage. Otherwise, they'll put you in prison. So, or value of damage caused by caused to others' belongings, or alimony, or of a permanent wife. Okay, you have not paid your wife money, so you have to. But I don't have it. Get loan and give your wife her money. So كما لا فرق في بين كونه, and it doesn't matter, this loan, whether it's from the rights of people, like these are rights of people, okay, like damage, compensation of damages, recovering the damages, giving the wife her expenses. All these are حقوق الناس. So there's no difference. They were like this example, حقوق الناس, or they were religious حقوق, like Khums. Paying of Khums is also paying. Let's say Sayyidi Sistani said there was a big amount. He said, I don't have that money. He says, okay, I'm converting it to Khums. So many times when the loan is big amount, people, they don't have it. They found there's a qadha loan. So they tell Sayyidi Sistani, make it installment, or his representatives. So the representatives say, okay, I've made it installment. So you can pay now your loan in installments. Okay. So once it becomes installments, it becomes on your shoulder. It becomes a debt. So then you will have to pay off that debt, and that will be exempt from Khums, the payments of this. Or zakat, whatever is on your shoulder. The same thing, nadhr and kafara. So I made a nadhr. If, let's say, for example, God gives me this, I'll pay 1,000 euro in an orphanage, for example. And it happened. So now I have to pay this 1,000. So this 1,000 euro paying to the orphanage, I don't have it now. So it's a debt on my shoulder. So at the end of the year, I had 1,000 euro saving. So he says, this is exempt for Khums because you have a loan on you have a debt on your shoulder. فإن أدى شيئا من الربح في سنة الربح لم يجب الخمس فيه. So all these things, if you pay off, you don't have to pay the Khums of it. وإن كان وجوده عليه في السنة السابقة. Even those 1,000 euro of another to give an orphanage this year, because I don't have anybody to take it. I need somebody to travel, COVID-19, all these kind of things. So they are with me. 1 year COVID-19, nobody's going to take this to the orphanage. So what will I do? It's exempt. I have a saving which is equal to 1,000 euro. And I have this 1,000 euro to another oath to be given, a vow made to be given to the orphan. That's fine, no Khums. وَإِلَّا. But if you pay off, otherwise, if he did not pay those religious obligations in that year from the income of the same year, then such amount must be Khums at the end of the year, along with the details mentioned before, even if he was disobedient for not paying his financial obligations in the past year. So in the past year, you did not pay Khums, you did not, that's fine. It's debt on your shoulder, pay it off this year, and they're exempt from خمس. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين. صلي على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وآل محمد اللهم صل